Howdy guys, thanks for tuning into the MoveOTX channel of gear reviews. We're still on the topic here of camping cooking, outdoor cooking, trailside cooking is where we're focusing on here. Highly portable, highly compact, highly lightweight, portable camp out, cookout gear. And this is my latest edition, so you guys hopefully saw my other video on my penny stoves, which I've been using for 3 or 4 years. Love those. But this is the latest edition, and I've had this on the trails now twice. We had a great hike last weekend in the Bay Area, California foothills, and we just had a great evening cookout trailside, just using a really great setup like this. So some of you guys probably already know where I'm going with this. You probably have these already. These are pretty common nowadays, but as you see here, this is my basic kit, and that's it. Maybe I'll take one of these. I don't need both of them. I'll take one of them. And there's my kit. Okay, with the fire starting equipment. There's my kit. Okay, so what it is it's one of these butane propane powered compact stoves. Okay, and I'm getting this review out there pretty early on in the season here, pretty much right away. Normally I like to review my stuff for a long time, like my penny stoves. I've used those for 3 years. You guys saw my other butane car camping stoves. I've used those for 5 or 6 years. This one here is pretty much brand new. I've only used it like twice now on the trails, and really like it. It's a nice alternative to the penny stove. It's a step up from the penny stove. Okay, in that sense too. A step up in a lot of ways. It's a slight step up in terms of simplicity and ease of use. It could be a step up in terms of like overall how compact it is, I guess, depending on how much fuel you carry, alcohol fuel you'll carry with you. So that there's some give and take there. It's a step down in terms of weight, I would imagine, again, depending on how much fuel you're carrying. But it's a definite step up in terms of temperature. I mean, if you want a raging boil in cold temperature conditions, this is definitely the stove to get, the way to go. So the MSR Pocket Rocket is the one that everybody adores and loves. I got this one at Big 5 Sporting Goods. It was on sale with the burner, the stove itself, and a 4 ounce. I think this is a 4 ounce, and I believe this is a 4 ounce can of fuel for 25 bucks. I think it was. They normally sell for 36. So for 36 is kind of pushing it, but for 25 bucks, hey, I can definitely manage that. Now, you can find these stoves online, Amazon, eBay, okay, from bulk manufacturers in China for as low as $7 or $8. Okay, so that's also a way to go. That's also an option. I believe they're made by the same bulk manufacturers in China. They're just rebranded for varying companies. The cool thing is mine's made by High-Tech. I guess it's kind of cool if you're into high-tech and if you like their trail boots and things like that. But I've had high-tech trail boots and they've been perfectly serviceable. So, okay, that's kind of cool. I get an actual name brand. Okay, so that's kind of cool. But also brick and mortar convenience of your local Big 5 sporting goods store. You're supporting your local business. Hey, if something goes wrong with it, if it breaks, keep your receipt, return it, exchange it for a different one, and you're good to go. So you guys have probably seen these before. This is no different. You simply thread it onto the canister, just like that. You're ready to go. Fold out the legs, open the valve, and this one has a piezoelectric igniter, and you're good to go. So I cooked a little can, I guess about 16, 17, maybe 16, 18 ounces of chicken noodle soup, and I threw in an additional chicken breast and half a drumstick into my chicken noodle soup the other day, and it was to a boil in about 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Okay, if I left it on there, I could bring it up. I could easily crank this up and bring it up to a raging boil probably in another minute or two, but I didn't need it that hot. So perfectly good. I think where the alcohol penny stoves are somewhat susceptible to wind, this type of stove cranks up the heat, cranks out the BTUs of heat to combat that. Okay, so I guess if you really wanted to get into it, you'd pack along with you maybe some aluminum sheet or something like that to create a wind barrier, a windscreen around you, and then you're totally good to go. Then you could actually turn your flame down a bit and conserve some fuel. So I'll probably look into that at some point soon in the near future, for those times when when it's windy. Okay, so I'm good to go. So let's see. This is the pan I use. And it totally sits, and I'm good to go. I kind of wish this were taller. That's the only thing. Sometimes I get really hungry and I want more food, more volume. I wish this were a little bit taller. So I'll probably go to REI and replace this. I also use this little fry pan. I also use this little fry pan kit. It's great for eggs and stuff like that. Okay. I put a fry pan kit on it. Good. Actually, I take this off. I actually unscrew this, or I'll just bridge it over like that. There you go. I'll bridge it over like that, and I'm good to go. Sometimes I'll use like my Leatherman and pick it up this way with my Leatherman, but I'm good to go with that. If I rotate the handle around, it'll basically fall off, and that's not really a good thing. So stability here is kind of a problem. There you go. So stability here is kind of a problem unless you take the time to balance your pan on there as best you can, and even then it's kind of tipsy. So you're going to want to monitor your balance. Make sure it's on a stable surface. So if I just put it here like this, it'll kind of tip over. So I got to really watch that and be careful. It's just easier to fold this over like that, or I'm good to go. Or take it off. Like I said, I just take it off sometimes. So I'm good to go. Hey, I have no problems with that. Okay, so I wanted to get this review out there, and really, I'm really happy with this stove. The other thing too is it does get hot. The entire unit does heat up after 4 or 5 minutes or so. So you're going to want to let it cool for a good long time before you actually touch it. Okay, and the heat just travels up and down this tube here and into this really nicely knurled surface. Okay, so for example, it's not even that hot anymore. So fold it up like that, fold the little lever up, and I'm good to go. So it uses, like you saw on my butane stoves, this one uses a piezo igniter unit, and I hope you guys can see that. So there's your piezoelectric igniter. Okay, you can also start it using matches or your ferro rod. Just shower it with ferro sparks and it'll totally light up and you're good to go. So there you have it. Okay, so this has been a review of my, I don't know, what do you call it? My trail stove. Small, compact, high heat, brings food and water to a raging boil really fast, probably like 4 or 5 minutes, and you're good to go. So anyhow, I want to take the time here to explain all this to you guys, and I also want to thank you guys. So feel free to post your comments and questions down below, and we're good to go. Get outdoors, guys. Enjoy the outdoors. The summer's here. Enjoy your campouts, enjoy your cookouts, and enjoy eating outdoors. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.